Hi, welcome back. This is going to be an intermediate class. For props today, we will be using a light set of weights, a ball, and a box. Lots of props today. We are going to get started with some footwork. I have my spring set at 2 reds and a blue, or 2 heavy springs and 1 medium spring if you don't have a balanced body machine. Let's grab our weights. We will use those for some footwork. Then you're going to come lying down on your back. Weights are with you in your hands. We're going to start with the toes of our feet on the foot bar. Feet are going to be parallel, hip width distance. Lift the heels slightly. And then we're going to press ourselves away. And as we do, straight arms are going to lift. Hands are going over the shoulders. Bend the knees and come in. Straight arms lower, back down. Settling into how we're feeling in our body today. Let's find our neutral spine. So the back of your ribs and your tailbone are the points of contact on your carriage. You've got a little natural arch in your low back, so a little bit of space between your low back and the mat. If you find that you're compressing your low back down into the mat, think about drawing your hip bones away from the bottom of your rib cage, so tilting the pelvis towards the foot bar. That will help you to open up in that low back. Then we're drawing the ribs down and together, kind of like how it feels when you sneeze and everything kind of has to come back together. And we're engaged in our low abs. Last two. And last one. Let's come halfway in and hold. You're going to hover your arms. We're going to march the feet. So you're going to bring the right leg to tabletop, set it back down, left leg to tabletop, set it back down. So as we march the legs, the carriage is staying as still as possible and the pelvis is staying still as well. We're engaged through our low abs, we're engaged through our obliques. Last two. And last one. Both feet on that foot bar and hold. We're holding halfway. Lower just the right arm down. Lift it back up. Lower just the left arm. Lift back up. Having at least a soft bend in the elbows. You could have a deeper bend. Last two. And last one. Hands to the ceiling and hold. Send the carriage away. You're going to let the heels fall under the foot bar. You're going to bend your elbows. Weights go to either sides of your head. Lift the heels. Hands go to the ceiling. All right, ribs are knitted, abs are engaged. Your elbows are over your shoulders. And then your wrists are in line with your elbows. So you have a 90-degree angle in your arms when the elbows bend. I want you to imagine like you're holding a ruler in place between your elbows. So kind of energetically spin the elbows in towards one another, still keeping them over the shoulders, and you'll feel that tricep muscle a little bit more. Last two. And last one, heels lift, hands to the ceiling. You're gonna bend the right knee, send the left heel under the foot bar, bend your right elbow. Both hands, both heels lift, and then switch. So we are prancing with an alternating tricep press. If the opposite of what I've just said feels more natural in your body, go ahead and do that. I personally like bent knee, bent elbow on the same side, but it's all good if the opposite feels more natural. Last two. And last one, heels lift, hands to the ceiling, knees bend, come back into the stopper. We're gonna find the arches on in a Pilates V. Arms are gonna be bicep curl arms. We're gonna do marching footwork. So you're gonna send the carriage away. You're gonna curl up and find your bicep curl. Bring your right leg into tabletop. Set the foot back down, the right foot back down. Press away, left leg to tabletop. So marching footwork in the legs, we're alternating lifting to an externally rotated tabletop. So we're lifting straight up from that Pilates V. Then we have bicep curl in the arms. To make this heavier, you could hover the elbows just about an inch above that carriage. If you choose that, your elbows are staying lifted, that same place in space. And we're all bending and extending from the elbow joint. Last one each side. Pause when your right leg is in tabletop and you are halfway pressed out. Hover your arms, little pulses, up an inch and down an inch in the left leg. So check your pelvis. You might want to rock to one side to help stabilize. We have even pressure through the right and the left side of our pelvis right now. And we're still engaged in our abs. Last two. Last one. Right foot down, left foot in tabletop. Press in and out with that right leg. Check the pelvis. It might feel different side to side. Make whatever adjustments you need. Arms are still hovered. Last three, two, and one. Hold here. Both feet on the foot bar and hold. Little pulses in the arms, up an inch and down an inch. Check those ribs. Sometimes they'll kind of want to pop up as the arms lower. Last four, three, two, and one. Nice job. Send that carriage away. Bend the knees and come back in. Okay, let's go into some bridging next. Make sure your headrest is down. You're good on your footwork springs. If you want bridging to be harder, 2 red springs or 2 heavy springs will make it more challenging. Feet are parallel, hip width distance on the foot bar. Heels and arches nicer, toes more challenging. We're going to find elbow tap position in our arms, and we're going to bring the left leg into tabletop. As you exhale, you're going to peel yourself away. You're going to find your high bridge. Send the hands to the ceiling. Sip of air at the top. Exhale, round through the spine. Bend the elbows, come back down. So we have a single leg articulating bridge, and we have an elbow tap. So as we lower, we're going to tap the elbows down to the carriage the moment the tailbone touches. So try to time your movement. And then as we lift up, arms go to straight the moment you find your high bridge. So we're moving with intention. Hips are going to stay level as we lower and lift. Notice if one hip's starting to dip. For me, it's always my left hip. So it's always the leg and tabletop for me. So if that's happening, if your left hip is dipping, engage your left glute and gently guide it back up to that parallel position. Last one here. Hands to the ceiling, high. Hips are high and hold. Left toes to the ceiling. You're going to lower and lift. Left arm, both arms, and the left leg. Even pressure through both sides of that right foot. Notice if you're rolling in or out. Last two. And last one. Hold at 45. Open and close. Does not need to be big. We're prioritizing hips level, hips stable. Carriage in the stopper. Mine was totally sneaking away. Last two. And last one. We're going to combine that. Come in, lift it up, lower it down. Open, close, lift, lower, open, close. Two more. Feel free to lower the hips a little bit if maintaining high bridge is feeling a little unstable. I had to do that. Last one, open. All right, both feet down. Come into the stopper. Shake that right leg out. We are going to go into a single leg bridge on the opposite side. So right leg to tabletop, left foot on the foot bar. Let's find chest press arms. Elbows come out wide, palms face forward. As we exhale, you're going to peel yourselves away. Send the hands to the ceiling. Find your high bridge. Round through the spine, bend the elbows, coming back down. So same idea as before. I do find the chest press is a little more rub your belly, pat your head in my head. So staying focused, connect to your breath, maintain your control. Carriage stays pulled into the stopper. Last one here. Hips high, hands high, and hold. Your palms are facing forward. Right toes to the ceiling. Lower and lift. Notice if your right hip is dipping down. Mine is a little bit. If so, squeeze that right glute. Gently guide it back up so it's in alignment with the left. Palms facing down, facing forward. A slightly different focus. Last two. And last one. Hold extended. Open and close. Does not need to be big. We're prioritizing stability first, range of motion second. This is awfully small on me. Let's combine. Come together, lift, lower, out, and in. Take your breaks, take your modifications. Last two. Right toes reaching long. And last one. Woo, nice job. Go ahead and just rest down on that reformer. You can take the feet wide and knock the knees side to side. Okay, when you're ready, let's come up to a seated position. Let's set the weights out of the way for now. Grab your ball. One red spring or one heavy spring. You're gonna take the ball, you're gonna put it on your headrest, and then you're gonna grab the straps gently in their hands, carriages in the stopper. You're gonna spin around to face your shoulder blocks. The setup is kind of awkward. Okay, you're going to thread your arms through the straps so they land just above your elbows. And now we're going to place your toes on the ball, on the headrest, hands behind the head. Have a little look. If you don't have at least a hand's length distance, scoot your hips up a little bit. Okay, we're gonna keep the back nice and flat for this one. Toes are resting down. You're gonna move very slowly. Lean back, halfway, roll the ball forward. Just halfway. Come back in. Okay, so continue with that motion. There's a point when you roll back where the springs completely abandon you, and it can be very jarring. So you are welcome to slowly find that point and then continue back if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, stay just at that halfway range of motion. That's a great place to be. But either way, we're moving nice and slow. That ball really kind of forces you to move slowly. That's why I really like this variation. Gaze stays forward, turn away from chest. Stay here, lift your right leg off the ball. Lean back, roll the ball forward with the left leg. Come back up to seated. Good. The purpose of the ball in this exercise is to slow us down, make us focus, move with intention and control. Last one. Lean back and then come forward. Switch it out. Right foot on the ball, left leg in tabletop. Lean back and come forward. You might notice a difference side to side. Make your adjustments. Prioritize your form. Last two. And last one. You're gonna lean back halfway and hold flat in your back. If it's not flat already, it may have curved a little bit. We're gonna toe tap the toes onto this ball. Not here for too much longer. It's okay if your ball rolls away, just tap the headrest. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicer option, both the toes on the ball. Open and close the arms. A little bit more challenging. We have a flat back. We have a tabletop position. Open and close. If you can hold a teaser, extend your legs. I cannot hold a teaser. I'm going to bend my knees. Wherever you're at, it's a great place to be. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, all right, come forward. Find crisscross seat and kind of just lean forward. We can get a little hippie. Take the straps, hang them up on your peg. Let your ball just kind of hang out between your shoulder rests for now. You're going to take the knees underneath you. So we are going to do a arms facing strap series. You have all the same options, low kneeling, high kneeling. If you want to add on, we'll do proposal. So have the ball in your left hand. Set yourself up in this proposal stance. This is teetering on more of an advanced variation. If you want to use the ball, you're going to lift your right heel up. You're going to wedge the ball underneath your right heel. This will make this very wobbly. Definitely more of an advanced versus intermediate. Slowly lower. I'm already shaking. Make an X with your straps. Arms reach forward, palms face in. Draw the elbows back and hold. Nice and tall in your high proposal. Newspaper. Externally rotate, hands separate. Internally rotate, hands come together. We are engaged through our abs. That is crucial. We are focused, also crucial, it always is. This one's very balancy. Elbows stay pinned by your sides as if you're holding a grape in place between your elbow and your waist. You don't want to drop or squish it, so they're just kind of pinned and hanging naturally by your waist. Last two. And last one. Hands reach forward, narrow row. Elbows draw straight back, arms reach forward, straight back, and reach forward. Your gaze is forward. Resist the urge to look down. It gets a lot more wobbly when you look down. Modify or progress however your body needs in this series. As the elbows draw back, pinch your shoulder blades. Last two. And last one. Draw the elbows back and hold. One newspaper, open, close, one narrow row, forward, back, open, close, forward, and back. One newspaper, one narrow row. Use your breath. Last one of each. So we pull back, last one in the newspaper. Hands reach forward. Last narrow row. Slowly find the shoulder blocks with your hands first. Take your foot off the ball. It's fine if it rolls away. You can grab it in a sec. Come into the stopper, uncross your straps. Straps are on the pegs. Ball in your hands, ball between your thighs. High kneeling, choke up on the straps, and we're gonna find thigh stretch. So we're gonna squeeze into that ball so we're activated through our inner thighs. You're gonna reach the arms forward, palms face in, abs are engaged. Squeeze your quads, squeeze your thighs to lean back, hinging at the knees. Come back up to center. So for this exercise, I want you more focused on squeezing your quads as opposed to the glutes. So you can try it. Squeeze your glutes and lean back. It's a little uncomfy on the low back. So we're just going to really focus on engaging the quads for this exercise. Arms stay reaching forward. Float yourself back. Guide yourself forward. If you want some assistance from the springs, lean back, lift your hands. Now the springs kind of help you come in. It's still challenging, but you do have a little bit more support. Last one. Nice job. Okay, coming into the stopper, lower the hips onto the heels, hang the straps up onto the pegs. We're gonna do that same setup in the proposal stance if you took that option. So hands on the shoulder blocks, right knee under the right hip, left foot comes forward, lift the left heel up, slide the ball underneath that left heel, stabilize, reach down and grab either the short or the long whips in your hands. We're gonna start with a bicep curl. So you're gonna curl up, elbows lift, draw it forward. This one is a different focus. It is a little more wobbly. We have our belly button drawing back towards our spine, so we're squeezing our low abs. We have our ribs drawing down together, our gaze is forward. We're focused, we're breathing, shoulders relax. Last two. And last one. Curl up, release. Arms by your sides, chest expansion. Hands go back behind the hips. Hands draw forward. Most wobbly of them all, in my opinion. We are squeezing our abs. And as the hands go back, squeeze your abs even harder. Keep that engagement as they come forward. And I have all the shakes. Last two. And last one. Combine that. Hands reach forward. Bicep curl. Arms go by your side. Palms reach back. Hands reach forward and lift. Bicep curl. It's really hard to focus and cue at the same time. Moving with intention. You can always adjust your stance. You don't need to stay in something just because you started it. We're focused on our form and feeling like we can control this movement. Last one, bicep curl. Last one, chest expansion. Hands find the shoulder blocks first. Take the ball out. I do not care if it rolls away. And then come in to the stopper. Woo, nice job. All right, let's set the ball off to the side. And then we're actually gonna take the straps, you're gonna throw them in the well, and you're gonna grab your short box. So this box is going to go here on these rails. So on a lot of machines, you can kind of just set it on top of the rails. If you're about to set it on your straps, just make sure the straps are pushed to the outsides of the box. It's not the end of the world, but it's pretty annoying. So I'm gonna set mine off to the side. I'm gonna make sure they are on either sides of my box here. And then you're gonna set yourself up so your box is about 6 inches away from the headrest. Doesn't need to be perfect, you can change it for height in just a sec. One blue or one medium spring. And then grab your weights. Funky setup, set your weights on your headrest, just so they're out of the way. If you put weight on either sides of this box, it will tilt. Your weight is always over the rails. Step up, so we have a kneeling position on the box, and then spin to face your reformer. And then your hands are gonna be on the shoulder blocks to step your left foot forward. It is ahead of the shoulder block, that is important. While you're looking down here, grab your weights. Okay, so in this position, you more or less want your left knee over your left ankle. If you need to adjust the box forward or back, feel free to do that. So for me, I'm reaching a little bit, so I'm actually gonna move my box forward. So take your time and move your box around so it's a height that works for you. And then go ahead, grab those weights. Arms are by our sides, palms facing in. Carriage is gonna be in the stopper for now. You're gonna hinge forward, reach the hands down towards the shoulder blocks, squeeze your abs, squeeze your left glute, come back up to standing. So it's a deadlift, single leg deadlift. Our abs are squeezing on the way down, they stay squeezing, and then I squeeze our left glute to help us come back to this high kneeling position. We are already feeling this in our left hamstring, or I am anyway. Stay here at a narrow row. Hinge forward, elbows drop back, elbows lower, shoulders over hips. Carriage is in the stopper. We'll take 2 more just like this. Flat back, gazes towards your foot bar when you lower. I feel like I was dropping my chin a little bit. Okay, come up to this high kneeling position. Find a goalpost position in your arms. We're gonna do an overhead press, palms face forward. And then you're gonna curl, keep your arms still. Draw the box, carriage to the box, release it forward. It's okay if it doesn't hit the stopper. And then add your arms. As the arms reach forward, up to the ceiling, the carriage reaches forward. Draw the carriage in, bend the elbows. We're not here for too long. I know this is a lot. Last 2. And last one, elbows bend, carriage is against the box, hands to the ceiling. This time as your elbows bend, rotate to the right, hands to ceiling, rotate to the left. Your goal is the box and carriage are touching. It's okay if it gets a little wobbly, sometimes mine does. If that feels like a lot, you can let the carriage come back to the stopper. Last one, each side. Okay, come back to center, guide the carriage in. Set the weights down first, both hands on the shoulder blocks, and gently guide that left knee back. Okay, let's carry on. Make sure the weights are actually on your headrest. Mine were not. Okay, step your right foot forward. It is ahead of your right shoulder block. Left knee's underneath the hip. Carriage is in the stopper. Arms are by your sides, palms facing in. You're gonna hinge forward. Palms face in, arms draw long, down by your side. Restack shoulders over hips. Deadlift. I'm enjoying the fact that my right leg has not worked in this series yet. Remember, we have our abs engaged as we hinge forward, and then we are squeezing our right glute to bring us back up to high kneeling. Okay, add that narrow row if you would like. Hinge forward, elbows draw back, arms lower, come back up to high kneeling. Hinge forward, abs engaged, elbows bend, elbows lower, squeeze the right glute, coming back up to high kneeling. Use your breath, gazes towards your foot bar as you hinge forward. The last one, hinge forward, elbows bend, elbows lower, restack. Find that overhead press position in your arms, palms face forward. Draw the carriage in, draw the hands to the ceiling. Release the carriage, bend the elbows. Abs are engaged. Finding our overhead press and our hamstring curl on the right side. Shoulders draw down away from the ears. Last two. And last one, carriage against the box and hold. Turn to rotate to the right. Hands to ceiling. Turn to rotate to the left. The goal is the carriage stays still. Mine's not always still. It's okay if it moves. Last one to the left. And last one to the right. Okay, come in, find the shoulder block. Guide the carriage to the stopper. Weights on the carriage. Hands on the shoulder blocks and just draw the knees underneath you. You can sink your hips back and find kind of a weird child's pose. All right. When you're ready, we're gonna come back up to this kind of quadruped position. Step off with the right foot, step off with the left foot. We're gonna take this box, actually take the weights, put them away. We're gonna take the box, we're gonna put it on our reformer, short box position. You can just grab the straps, hang them back up. We're gonna put all of our springs on. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a prone series and we're gonna have our feet hooked under the foot bar. The front of your belly button's gonna come to the front part of your box. I'm about 5'4". I already know that I need my box pulled away for the shoulder blocks on this one, and I still might wind up changing it. So set your box up in a short box position. No, you can change it. And then you're gonna find this kneeling position, and there's not like a super graceful way to do this. You're gonna lean yourself forward, press yourself forward until your belly button finds the front part of this box. And then you're gonna hook your feet underneath the foot bar, wide and externally rotated, feels the nicest for the back. And then keep your hands forward on the rails. I want you to bend your elbows and lower yourself down. If that is uncomfortable on your ribs, you need to scooch forward a little bit on your box. All right, now we're gonna take the right hand behind the head, left hand behind the head, our pubic bones pressing into the box, belly button to the spine, lower and lift. We are not in this series for long. I know it's pretty intense. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abs, press your pubic bone down into the box, protect your back. Last two. And last one, find neutral and hold. Twist right, center, left, center. Make it a little robotic like that. We're breathing. I always hold my breath in my belly. Last one to the left. Last one to the right. Dip into the well, hold, twisted to the right. Dip and lift. Think I'm a little teapot. You're pouring in towards the well. Last two. And last one. Up and over, twist to the left. Lower and lift. Take breaks if you need. I'm going to take a little one. You can always put your right hand on the rail. Last four. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that series is intense. Hands on the rails, press yourself back like a little snake. Let your knees find the carriage. And just round your spine so your elbows can be on the box. Round your spine. Find a little counter stretch. All right, great job. Push the box up so you have room. Step off to one side and just put it away. Okay. Box is out of the way. You're gonna grab your ball. We have one more series and then we're gonna cool it down. We are gonna plank, and I'm gonna use some ball to make planking even more challenging. Your spring choices are one red, one heavy spring, one blue or one medium spring, one yellow or one light spring. The lighter your spring, the harder this will be. I'm gonna go with the blue, happy medium. So I'm on a medium spring. Okay, hands are gonna be on the shoulder blocks. Both your knees are gonna be on the platform to start. Your knees are gonna be underneath your hips. You're gonna take the ball, you're gonna put it under your right knee. Ball is optional, you can always ditch it. When the ball's under your right knee, your right toes can touch the foot bar. So not the carriage, the foot bar. Engage your abs, stabilize. Left toes on the foot bar. Hover your right toes, press yourself out. Bend the left knee to draw the carriage in, and then press back out. Gazes forward, ahead of the headrest, soft bend in the elbows, drawing the belly button up towards our spine. So we're engaged in our abs, of course. Stay here, add on. Press yourself out, draw the right knee in, draw it back, bend the knee, left knee, come in, and press out. So you can ditch the ball. If it's not feeling good, just toss it to the side, and then you'll just lift the knee to draw it in and out. Check in that you're not arching in the spine and dumping in the back. That is pretty common with our current setup here. Stay here, or press out and hold. You're gonna cross the left knee across the body, right knee across the body, come back in. Right knee crosses the body to the left, that's what I meant to say, back to center. Come back in. Last two. Left leg adds up fast in this one. And last one. All right, gently come back in. Right toes find the platform. Left knee comes down. Take the ball out. Just sink onto the heels and shake your wrists out because you know we do have the other side. Okay, shake your wrists out. We have that series on the other side and then a cool down. Okay, same setup. Hands on the shoulder blocks. Both feet are on the platform. Ball goes underneath your left knee. When the ball's underneath your left knee, your left toes can touch the platform. Right toes find the foot bar. Press yourself out to a plank. Bend the right knee, draw it in, and then press it back out. Need to adjust my right knee. There we go. So it's very common in this one to kind of arch the back, just as how we're positioned. So emphasis on that flat back, belly button to the spine, gaze stays forward. Stay here, press yourself away and hold. Draw the left knee into the chest, bring it back, come back in, press it forward. You're almost there. You know I love a break. Listen to your body. Take what you need. 2 more. Last one on this variation. You're going to press yourself out and hold. Cross the left knee across the body. Come back to center. Come back to the stopper. Press it out. Whew. It's hard to keep with this one. Last 2. Press it out. Right leg is starting to really feel it. Last one. Cross the body. Come back in. Nice job. Find the platform with the left foot. Right knee on the carriage. Come back down. Hips on the heels. Ooh. Set the ball out of the way. We're done with all of the many props we used today. Let's do some feet and straps. All right. We are going to flip around. 1 red, 1 blue, or 1 heavy, 1 medium is going to be your lighter choice. 2 reds or 2 heavy springs is going to be your heavier choice. And then you're going to come lying down on your back. Grab the long loops. They're going over the arches of your feet one at a time. Okay, feet in Pilates V, neutral spine. Let's lower and lift the legs. That class really gets my heart pumping. This class is one of my favorite class flows that I teach. So as we lower and lift, we're keeping our neutral spine, we're keeping our abdominal engagement. For me, that means a really small range of motion. So if I lift too high, I start to imprint. If I lower down too low, I start to pop up in my belly. So find that range of motion that works for you. Make sure your headrest is down. We're going to go into short spine next. So legs long towards 45. Send the legs up to the ceiling. Do imprint your spine. Peel yourself away. Press into your hands. Toes over nose. Hinge at the hips. Send the legs back behind you until the carriage finds the stopper. Knees bend. They come to either sides of your head. Round through your spine. Come back down, tailbone hits, and then the legs shoot forward. So we think of lifting up and then sending the legs back. Carriage in the stopper, bend the knees. Draw the heels towards your glutes as you articulate back down. The second the tailbone hits, we extend the legs forward. Enjoy your short spine. You have definitely earned it. So as we lift a note lower, it is the same as bridging. We're stopping at the tops of our shoulder blades, and then we're articulating up and down, one bone at a time. Last one. Abs are engaged. Knees bend. Heels towards the glutes as you articulate down. Send the legs forward. Feet are parallel. We're going to draw some hip circles out wide and around and come back down. We still want our neutral spine, our ab engagement, and our pelvis is stable in these circles. For me, that means a pretty small circle aimed out towards 45. For you, that might be the same. Likely it's different. So prioritize your pelvic spinal positioning and your abdominal control, and then find that range of motion second. Let's find a Pilates A in the feet, and let's reverse the circles. So toes connect, heels separate. Reversing our circles. Pilates A often feels tighter. It does for me. I can feel my IT band is a little bit tighter. My inner thighs are shaking. So do feel free to make your circle smaller or skip it, go to a different foot position if it's not feeling good today. Last two. And last one. All right, we're gonna find the feet back together, or Pilates V. We're gonna do Peter Pan. You're gonna bend your right knee, extend the left leg out to the side, engage your abs. You're gonna draw your right heel towards your glute, left leg extends out to the side, and then switch. So with Peter Pan, we don't meet with the legs together at 45. We just kind of go side to side. And our goal is to keep the carriage still. It's okay if it moves a little. And then our pelvis stays still too. And our abs are engaged. So I know it feels like a good stretch. I know it's fun, but we're still controlling this movement with our abs. Last one to the right. Last one to the left. Pause to the left. Internally rotate the left knee slightly. Drop the left toes down to the ground. Half butterfly stretch in the right leg. And just breathe into this really well-deserved broken doll. If you want a deeper stretch, walk the left heel back towards your shoulder blocks. That'll give you a little bit more of an opening in the front of the hip flexor. And then you can close your eyes if you would like. Let the hands rest on your belly. We're breathing into the lungs, in and out of the lungs, expanding and contracting our lungs, our rib cage. All right, to get out of this, you're gently going to bring your right leg back to tabletop, left leg back to tabletop. And then we're going to internally rotate that right knee slightly, drop the right foot down, half butterfly stretch in the left leg. Close your eyes. Find a deeper stretch by walking the right heel towards your glute, towards the shoulder blocks. And notice if this side feels different than the left, it might. Nothing really needs to change, just taking notice. Breathing into the lungs. All right, when you're ready, slowly bring your left leg back to tabletop, your right leg back to tabletop, legs to the ceiling, feet are flexed in parallel, pull down on the straps. Give yourself a hamstring stretch. You can stay here, you can take your feet out to a wide V. That might feel nice. Soft bend in the knees if you take that option. All right, and then when you're ready, you're gently going to bring the legs back to that tabletop position. Straps off of the feet one at a time. Find that foot bar. Guide yourself into the stopper. Hang the straps up onto the pegs. Coming up to a seated position, I'm going to spin around to face you. You're going to take a big inhale and send your hands up to the ceiling. And then exhale, shake it out, let it go. Awesome job today. I'll see you in the next video.
If you like this class and you're looking for more, head to aopilates.studio, where as a member you'll receive unlimited access to over 100 Mat and Reformer Pilates workouts. Your first 7 days are completely free.